The games are only 120 days away, okay? And this is my Team USA official sweater. So I know the fact that this is a global broadcast, and I'm a global international sport person, but I'm here to say go USA. So go USA. I'm really not sure, when I take a look at the shots that Deccan had behind him, that Baron Pierre de Coubertin, who revived the Olympic movement back in 1894 with the first Olympic Games in 1896 in Athens, really, if he got dropped into London, what would he think? I mean, oh my God, he in Athens had maybe 400, 500 athletes coming from 13 or 14 different countries. Spectators were maybe a couple 100,000. And maybe only a few members of the media. But London will have close to 12,000 different athletes participating in maybe 42 to 43 different sports. They'll have millions of people attending the games, and it'll be broadcast around the world in terms of billions of people watching those games. And while he may be shocked at the magnitude of the Olympic Games and what the Olympic movement has grown to, he would not be surprised, in my opinion, of the original spirit that he had when he brought the ancient games back in 1894 and 1896, that those attributes are still alive today. You know, the friendship, the competition, being the best, as Deccan said, all of those resonate today. But de Coubertin brought that back, the Olympic movement, because of what the original Olympic Games stood for. And what they really stood for is peace on earth, harmony, stopping war, and competing in friendly competition. The original Olympic Games had 13 nations. There will be 202, maybe 204 countries. Every nation in the world probably will participate in the London Games. So his original vision is very special, and I think is evident today. I've been lucky enough to be involved with all the Olympic Games going back to 1980, and 1980 could have been one of the lowest points in de Coubertin's dream. And that was when the American team, our American team, boycotted the Games of Moscow. And it became very much a political decision in those days. And it followed 4 years later with the boycott of the Soviet Union from the Los Angeles Games. And it really put de Coubertin's vision and spirit very much in jeopardy. And it was from that point that many people got involved and said, we're going to right the ship and we're going to do this a different way. And many people got involved and created the Olympic Games that you see today. They've only been canceled 4 times because of World War, 1960, 1940, and 1944. But now the movement is stronger than ever before. As I mentioned, you have about 204, 205 countries participating in these Olympic Games. But television coverage is quite dramatic. You're going to have close to 4 billion people watching the Olympic Games. But that clip reminded me of one story. It was the 1992 Games in Barcelona when the Americans fielded the original Dream Team. And if you remember, maybe you don't remember it, but if you read about it, you had our best. You had Larry Bird and Michael Jordan and all come together to take on a ragtag group of athletes from around the world, and they clobbered the teams from around the world. But you know, the nations of the world didn't give up on basketball. What they did is they learned how to become more competitive. And as every Olympic Games and World Championship took place, they got better and better and better. And now, eventually, they became gold medalists themselves. And the game of basketball is at a global level. That's what the Olympic spirit, for me, is all about. It's striving for excellence, being your best, as Deccan said, friendship, perseverance, peace, all that lives today. My world is really a commercial world. And as I wind up here, my job is to really to bring commercial sponsors into the wide world of the Olympic movement. Love to have Chili Bear be a worldwide sponsor if I could, but hopefully that'll come in one of these days. But some of these companies are the huge global brands. Companies like Procter & Gamble, GE, IBM in its day. And what they do is they want to associate, and they pay money to associate with the Olympic brand because they want to associate for what the Olympics stand for. All the attributes that I said earlier is what they want their company to be recognized. And I'm going to run a small ad, it's only 60 seconds, but it's the newest global Olympic sponsor named Procter & Gamble. They built their entire campaign around the world on something that is very unique to the Olympic world. And you may have seen the spot, but it's something that they are very proud of, and I'm very proud of it being associated with.